What's up, everybody? It's Rico McAdory here, Identity King, and I want to talk to you today about how to maximize your productivity in 2023. Just started the new year, and I know there's a lot of New Year's resolutions going on. And unfortunately, a lot of those resolutions get started in January and they leave in January, probably the 31st of January. And probably for some of you, it may seem like it's already fizzling out, the excitement of the new year. But I believe I want to share some things with you today that's going to help you be even more proactive and more active in what you do in your gift. Why? Because I believe this is your year. And for those of you that have been preparing for what seems like a long time, especially through 2022, if you notice, we had a lot of shifting go on in 2022, still some shifting happening right now. But the interesting thing about it is a lot of the shifting has to happen so we can be established. A lot of shifting has to happen so we can be aligned. And so I'm excited today about sharing this with you because of my own personal experience of being aligned with my identity, with my purpose, my reason why, and my authority. And I want to help you do the same. So today we're going to talk about these 4 key things that I believe will be helpful for you. Okay, so number 1, in order to maximize your productivity in 2023, you have to have vision clarity. Vision clarity. One of the biggest mistakes we make is we focus so much on the how to and the what without really getting clarity on the why. All of us are made for a unique reason. There's a problem that we've been born to solve. And what happens is we go on a journey trying to find who we are. And sometimes we do some things that may not be what fits us, trying to make an impact. But here's the thing, once you really get clear on who you are and why you're here, the problem you're called to solve, now you have the vision clarity to move forward to serve the people who you've been chosen to serve. You can clearly see. A lot of times it's really discovering, unearthing what's already there. Other times it's unlearning what you've already learned. Because sometimes in order to go to the new, you have to detach from the old. Right? It's a new season, it's a new day. But if you're not careful, you can be positioned physically in a new place, but your mind can be in the same place it was. And so vision clarity is important. And so we want to talk about the definition of that, which is this: the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. Right? So you have to see it before you see it. If you don't see it before you see it, you'll stay stuck where you are. This is why imagination is so important. You have to begin to imagine where you desire to be. You have to see that you're already there before you arrive. Being an athlete, former athlete, and hearing of the greats, you always hear about visualization, which is nothing more than imagining what it would be like being in that situation. When's the last time you actually sat down with the vision and imagined? Let's look at imagination, which is the faculty or action of forming new ideas or images or concepts of external objects not present to the senses. Now, vision is really equated to faith, since that's said, because let me say this particular scripture, Hebrews 11 verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Now let's take the word faith and now let's switch faith out with the word vision. Now vision is the hope of things hoped for and the evidence of that vision not seen. See, faith never makes sense. Tell me anywhere where faith made sense to the people that you read about in the scripture. It didn't make sense for Moses to hold a staff up and part the Red Sea. Didn't make sense for Jesus to speak to a tree. And it looked like the tree was not paying him any attention, but it was sucked up at the root. It didn't appear to make sense. But see, faith, again, never makes sense. But really, because you have vision clarity, it empowers your imagination to see what's there, even though sometimes your physical eye may not see it.
Hey, if you like this content and want to learn tips
on how to discover more of your identity, be the authority, and dominate your space without compromising who you are, click subscribe. So vision clarity is number one, okay? Now, we look at Habakkuk 2, verse 2. I'll put vision clarity right here. So when you look at Habakkuk 2, verse 2, it says this, and I love how this is going. It says, write my answer plainly on tablets so that a runner can carry the correct message to others. So this vision is for a future time. It describes the end and it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. So when it comes to vision, watch this. Notice that the vision is given to the visionary, but there's a difference between the visionary and the other people that say or spread the message. In other words, the visionary is the architect. The others are the implementers. So you can have the vision, but that doesn't always mean you have to be the one doing the vision. You have to be the one doing everything, trying to make it come to pass. It was never designed that way. You were given the vision, but that vision is going to attract the right help that's already been prepared to help you. So number one, realize that vision clarity. It is vital as a visionary to be firm in your God-given identity and authority to be the example and bring others up to dominate in their assigned role. All right. So number one, vision clarity. Number two, delegate. All right. Once you have vision clarity, you can delegate now to the person that is better at it than you. Okay. Now, here's the thing about delegate. It means to entrust task or responsibility to another person. Yes. So understand that as a visionary, there is no way you'll be able to efficiently work in and on your vision at the same time. There's just no way. If you do that, you'll burn out. Not only will you burn yourself out, but you'll burn the other people out as well. Okay. So what's important with delegating, this is why goal setting is important. Once you get vision clarity, now you got to set the goal. But even in setting your goal, what I'm understanding from the experience I'm even going through at the moment is that, yes, you can set the goal, but when you set the goal, it's got to be set to where it's clear. As you see the SMART goal, right? It has to be so clear. But at the same time, you want to make that goal be written in absolute, but you want to make it be like an affirmation that keeps you going, even when you feel like giving up. So it's important to have clarity and delegate. And then when you delegate, now that helps you understand how to have the right goal set for you and your team, right? Then you want to be able to create. See, when you create the foundational strategy, the thing is, sometimes we get caught up into tactics, but we don't really understand the power of the strategy. You want to have the strategy, the vision first, the strategy, the main strategy, and then the tactics. Let's look at the two. Strategy defines your long-term goals and how you're planning to achieve them. Your strategy gives you the path you need toward achieving your organization's mission. That's the strategy. But the tactic now is much more concrete and often oriented towards smaller steps in a shorter time frame along the way. So they involve best practices, specific plans, resources, and also called initiatives. Now, I will say this. I believe as a visionary personally, what bothers me, I can't stand details. And so I would try to be great at what I wasn't good at, trying to do detail work, when in fact, that's what held me up. So I was majoring in the minor instead of majoring in what my gift and where I'm supposed to be as a visionary, as a creative, content creator, also as a communicator. But now through that experience, and I'm helping you now understand that when you get clear on your vision and the delegation of who you delegate to, and one of the people I really believe is important on your team, I'll give you a hint, is like an executive assistant. It's going to help take a lot of clarity off of you. I gave that plug to you right quick for a moment, but I wanted to let you know that's part of the delegation process to help you with the strategy and the tactics, okay? Then accountability, right? It's like meeting maybe once or twice a month, at least with someone to keep you, let's say that executive assistant, to keep you intact. And the beautiful thing about the executive assistant is that person's not just an assistant. That person can also be a strategic coach to help you structure and guide you along the way to help you flow in your strengths. Okay. So number one, vision clarity. Number two, delegate. Number three is automate. Automate. I think you're seeing where this is going. All right. So when we go to automate now, the definition of automate is to convert a process or facility to a large automatic operation. Now, we live in a time where you see a lot of manifestation of AI, artificial intelligence. Now, either you can be leveraged by artificial intelligence or you can leverage artificial intelligence. Excuse my language, but it ain't going nowhere. It's here. It's here to stay. So you can either adapt or you will probably set yourself up to get lost. And what I'm sharing with you is, regardless of what your skill level is, there's some things you should learn, but if you learn how to get this clear, your vision clarity, you can delegate with the right team, now you can automate, because the delegation of that person or that assistant, as we said, executive assistant, can help you put systems in place that can be automated, okay? So develop systems that position you to leverage your strengths. How can you create an asset one time that continues to produce without your actual presence? This is important. For instance, for example, you can automate your calendar through Calendly, and it can set up a meeting automatically to Zoom. So when you so instead of you having to manually go in yourself and type it in, and then have to manually go into Zoom and then go into Zoom and set it up, how about just integrate the both of them together? Okay. So that's important because it's going to help you leverage your time, and you're not going to waste time on a small thing that can be handled. And if you can't get that, if it feels like it's too much, look, work with someone who can help you with that. All right. Leverage technology again to your advantage rather than be leveraged. And then the last thing is eliminate. Okay. So completely remove or get rid of something. Don't fall into the trap of picking what you delegated and automated to your boredom or impatience. The worst thing you can do is once you delegate something, you set it up, now you try to pick it back up. Now all of a sudden, you're frustrated again because you picked up something that's a good thing, but it's not the great thing for you to do. So hopefully today's lesson was helpful to you, because where you're going in 2023 is going to require you to be fully present in your gift. You may be in a position right now you don't like, you don't want to be in, but here's the thing I can tell you. While you're doing that, what you don't like, begin to build what you're passionate about. Begin to build what's the purpose in your heart. Let's say you're in a position or a job you don't like, right? So instead of just like throwing it all away and be like, I just quit altogether. Well, how about this? Focus, be intentional with your time to do your best on that position, but know or leverage that position or employer, or look at them as your investor to help invest resources in what you're called to. So now you have this revenue from what you do, but also now you're building something that's going to supersede what you're doing now. It's much better to kind of, how can I say, have a bridge while you're actually on this side. So that way, when you do transition, not saying you'll never have any challenges, but you'll have a system that can help you be more productive and serve even more people. Again, these are tips for 2023 to help you become more productive. Lastly, as I close, my testimony is this. I can testify that one of the most important people, one of the best decisions I made in the last part of 2022, starting this year, is already making progress, is bringing on the right executive assistant. She has taken off so much in a short period of time. Clarity of goals, turn those goals into affirmations and reminding me of why I'm doing it, and then taking things off my plate that I tried to carry, which weighed me down. And so if you're listening, Juanita Sims, shout out to you as being the great executive assistant. You've been helpful. You're very helpful. And I recommend that, because where you're going, precious people, you can't be bogged down in what's not a strength to you. So again, thank you for tuning in. Hey, if you like this and got value from this video, like and subscribe it. Share it with your friends. And I want you to stay tuned for the next video we got coming up next week, because it's going to really help accelerate you further into where you've been created to go. So until next time, see you.